Hey everybody, Ryan FMTG here, and today we are continuing the set review of all the cards from the new set, the Battle of Amatsu. And today it is purple. As we can see here, we are jumping right in to Fallen Angel. This is 5 MP for 1/7 legendary human with the text Agility. While in your hand or EX pocket, if this unit's attack is 4 or less, so this can trigger more or less 3 times, whatever friendly unit dies, gain +1 attack. When placed on the field, remove slow from all friendly units with slow and give them agility. This card seems really powerful. First off, I want to say slow is a theme of purple in this set, such as, green's theme was life gain and stuff like that. Purple wants to do slow, wants to have units with slow, gets rid of slows, throw it around, pump it up. But how powerful is this? If slow is going to be a good deck, this seems fantastic in that deck. Because if you have 2 other units, you place this, both of those units had slow, not anymore, they have agility. So rather than slow, it transforms to agility. And this, can just become so powerful. This could get so many triggers just so fast. Well, I guess not so many triggers so fast. I'm thinking a lot if there's good like 3 MP and 4 MP units, but it's not that hard to have this sit in your hand for a little bit. So I'm very excited about Fallen Angel and getting very excited about slow decks. The other purple legendary is Guns Blazing. This is 6 MP for 2/8. When played, gain attacking, deal 4 pierce damage to a random enemy unit after 20 seconds. Resonate, return this unit's attack at HP back to its original values. So, base value, 6 MP for 2/8. 8 HP is a lot, 2 attack is not a lot. And for 6 MP, I don't know, I kind of want more. Resonate though, it's good, because if this gets hit for a couple times, so let's say it's a 2/4, well, you play any action, this Resonate, it becomes a 2/8. That's actually really good. That is a form of protection that we haven't really seen before in Teppen. The when played, gain attacking, deal 4 pierce damage to a random enemy unit is actually really good, right? This does have to attack to trigger that, but the deal 4 pierce damage is to a random enemy unit. It's not just whatever's in front. And yes, it is after 20 seconds, so it's kind of like a detonation bomb, as it were. But this is doing a couple different things, and I think it will do enough to see some play. Morai is up next, 7 MP for 8/8, so very similar stats, but cost 7. So better do something good. It has spillover. I do like spillover, but just with 2 attacks, spillover isn't that potent. When played, give up to 2 purple units in your deck with an MP cost of 3 or less slow, and counter damage +1, then place them onto the field. So this is a 7 MP play that brings 2 friends. Yes, those friends are 3 MP units or less, so you do have to build your deck around it. It can't just be all 4 or 5 MP plays. But if you build your deck around this, probably a slow deck, even though this itself doesn't have slow, this could be good, right? It's great to play a card, get 2 friends. So 7 MP for a 2/8 with spillover, I'm not the biggest fan of. That does not really line up to what I want to play. But the when played, bring 2 friends, give them slow and counter damage of +1, I'm in for that. Ohtani is 3 MP for 1/8, slow and crush. Attacking, deal 2 damage to a random enemy unit. Your hero gains a life equal to the damage dealt. Now this starts to get me really excited for slow decks, because like when I talked about green and life gain, you need a curve of units. It's great to have a 5-drop legendary that's very good in a slow dot deck, but where's the 3 drops? Where's the 4 drops? What are the cards that are going to fill out your deck and your curve? Ohtani is one of those cards. 3 MP for 1/8 might not seem that impressive, but it has slow and crush. So crush is very good. Slow is kind of an upside right now. And the attacking, deal 2 damage to a random enemy unit is kind of nice, right? That will happen every single time. Yes, it does have slow, so that happens slower, obviously. But you get rid of slow, that attacking will happen more and more and more. Or you play a legendary and give this agility. Now it's happening all the time. And extra caveat of you gain life. That's awesome. Date is 5 MP for a 2/7 human. When played, gain combo. and spillover after 30 seconds. Growth of 3. Level 2, return a random enemy unit to the EX pocket. Okay, lots of things to talk about. 5 MP for a 2/7, not great, but we're kind of seeing quite similar stats here and there, but still it needs more. When you play it, it gains combo and spillover, which are both great, right? Combo is great with spillover. Yes, it's still just 2 attack, but that goes kind of far. Still would want more attack than HP, but that's after 30 seconds. 30 seconds is a long time. For a normal attack gauge like this, that is 3 attack cycles. That's a whole heck of a lot. So basically for the first 3 times date attacks, it's just a 2/7. Then it gets combo and spillover. And so that's not that good. The growth of 3 is very easy to trigger, and bouncing something, a random enemy unit to their EX pocket is really nice. So I almost think, how much do you want to play this for the bounce effect? If you want to play this for the bounce effect, then this is good, because then hopefully it just sticks around for 30 seconds and becomes bigger. If you don't want to play for the bounce effect, there are way better things to be playing. Wind Doom Mirror is 7 MP for a 4/12 spirit with spillover. When your hero takes damage, deal 2 damage to this unit. So 7 MP for a 4/12, 7 MP is kind of a lot. A 4/12 is a very big body. Spillover with a 4 attack is very nice. However, yes, this has 12 HP, but every time this gets hit, obviously that goes down, and every time you get hit, this goes down. So I don't really know. I don't think purple is really going to care that much about spirits, and it wants more the slow or just value-centric units, so I don't really see playing this card. A and K is 3 MP for a 2/5. When played, remove slow from another random friendly unit with slow, then inflict slow on a random enemy unit. This card seems pretty darn good. 3 MP for a 2/5. Those are pretty decent stats for a 3 MP for sure. And then removing slow and throwing it to one of your opponent's units is pretty darn good, because that's something that would be on an action. So you're getting a body and a pretty darn good, removing slow effect. Blue Cyclops is 3 MP for a 2/5 spirit, flight, and slow. After dealing damage to an enemy hero, give a random purple unit in your hand with an MP cost of 2 or more, -1 MP. 3 MP for a 2/5 flight and slow seems really good, and then making your units in your hand cost cheaper and cheaper and cheaper every single time this attacks is really good. Yes, attack triggers, dealing damage to the enemy, which is kind of an attack trigger. So dealing damage or attack triggers aren't great with slow. However, if you can get rid of slow, such as with A and K's ability, then Blue Cyclops becomes something very, very good. Kaibay is 4 MP for a 2/6 human. When placed on the field, gain +2/+2 after 13 seconds. 13 seconds is like 1 1/3 attack cycles. So the first time that this attacks, it's a 2/6. By the time it attacks again, it will get the +2/+2 ability, so it will be a 4/8. This has no synergies. This is just a body. And it's a pretty good body. Hopefully it doesn't die before it gets the +2/+2, but it's a pretty good body. However, I'm not sure how much purple really wants a pretty good body. They usually want growth-centric or maybe now slow-centric units. However, maybe like Morgan 3.5 Morgan comes back, and then this is just a good 4-drop. Halo Guardian is up next. It's 3 MP for 1/7 Spirit. It has slow, counter damage +2. Yet again, not super flashy. 1/7 isn't anything flashy, but the counter damage means that it will strike harder when it is striked, and that goes a long way in unit battles. It has slow, and as I'm talking about, the more and more I speak about slow, the more and more curve fillers I see, and I think Halo Guardian could definitely be a curve filler in a slow dot deck. Earth Nose is a 4 MP 3/9 spirit with kind of disgusting art, but anyways, it has slow. I like this card. Yes, I was talking about how this one seems fine, but not great. This one seems kind of better to me because it has slow, and the stats are very similar, but automatically it's a 3/9 with slow. I like this card, and I think it's going to be a curve filler. Kaibay is 4 MP for a 2/6 when played if there's another unit with slow, gain +1/+2. So first off the bat, if you're not playing a slow dot deck, you're not going to be playing Kaibay. However, if you are a slow dot deck, 4 MP for a 3/8 seems like something you might want. Yes, it doesn't have slow itself, and it doesn't like throw around slow to anyone else, but those are pretty decent stats. Komutso is 4 MP for a 2/7 when another unit dies. If that unit had slow, gain MP +1. So, yet again, if a slow deck is a thing, how good is this? Right now, I think slow could be a thing. So, do you want to play this in your slow deck to get some MP pluses? I don't know. 4 MP for a 2/7, that's not a bad body. But it doesn't have slow itself. Also, it's not whenever a unit dies, it's only when a unit with slow. So I don't really know how many MP triggers do you want to get off this? I kind of want to get quite a few off of this. Also, if you had a unit with slow and then you removed it like with the legendary or something like that, when that non-slow unit dies now, I don't think you'll get the MP ramp. So overall, I don't think you're going to get enough MP triggers to really make this worth it. Pickpocket, 4 MP for a 2/5, attacking, draw 1 card and put it into your EX pocket. That's actually pretty good. That's card advantage, right? However, in Teppen, to me, card advantage doesn't mean as much in comparison to other card games, because every time you play a card, you draw a card. Yes, it is great to get extra cards into your EX pocket with explore triggers or draw like Foresight or something like that, or with this card. But how good is a 4 MP 2/5 with no other abilities, just draw a card? Or I shouldn't say just draw a card, because that is a good ability. Even in Teppen, I'm not saying that card advantage is not important. Even in Teppen, that is a good ability. But will you play a 4 MP 2/5 that you're probably going to get 1 attack trigger off of to draw a card? Kinda don't think so. Moving on to the actions, and purple loves actions, so let's see how many very good actions we can play now. First up is the legendary. It is Contract of Destruction. It is 2 MP. Turn a friendly purple unit to the unit in front. Okay, interesting, so kind of like an Axle effect. That unit's 1 plate ability activates and it gains this unit attack becomes 1 after 30 seconds. This seems really good to me. It is 2 MP. Yes, you do have to play this in a purple deck with units, right? Because if you're just like a Rikoha with very few units, you're not playing this. But if you are a slow deck, Morgan 3.5 deck, or a growth deck, you can play this, right? It's very low MP cost and very efficient. And you can have it chill in your hand until your opponent plays something with a great 1 plate ability, or just a big beefy unit, because 30 seconds is 3 attack cycles. So overall, I think this card is fantastic. Setsune, 1 MP. 1 MP actions sometimes scare me because they can be very good, and this one is extremely good. Give +1 attack and agility to all friendly purple units with slow. Right here, that is a slow payoff. We've seen quite a few units just in this set with slow. We see a legendary unit with slow. And right here, if you play 3 slow creatures, regardless of what they are, you play this, well, now slow turns into agility and they get +1 attack. This is going to be a powerhouse in a slow deck and might just be the card that really pushes that into being good if that deck is very good. Pillow Talk is up next. 2 MP for an action. Give a friendly purple unit +2 attack and agility. I like +2 attack and I really love agility. However, it says return this unit to the EX pocket after 13 seconds. I don't really like that because you're pumping up a unit just to hit 2 times because it has agility now, so attack gauge is 5 seconds. So to hit 2 times and then it bounces it to the EX pocket, I'm kind of off this card. Up next, we have another 1 MP action. Let's see if this is as good as the one we just talked about. Give -3 attack to an enemy unit, effective for 1 attack. That unit performs an instant attack. Kind of interesting. So this is basically hopefully making a 3 attack unit a 0 attack unit, and that it just rushes into the wall that you have and hopefully your unit eats it up. However, how many times will there, your opponent isn't playing a 3 attack unit, so it's a 4, 5, or 6? Because if you do this with a 6 attack unit, well, that unit's attack now becomes 3, and maybe all of your units are a little bit weaker at that time? I don't really know. I don't envision seeing this play. I think this is a high ceiling and very low. When it's good, it's good. When it's bad, it's bad. And usually I kind of want to play cards that are a little bit more flexible than this. Solar Nexus is 4 MP, return an enemy unit to the EX pocket whose MP cost is equal to or less than the units on the field, +1. So it's very situational, right? If there's only one unit, then it's just MP cost of 2. That feels very bad. Now, if there's 3 units, then it's 4. So you're trading a 4-drop for a 4-drop to bounce it back. That doesn't seem bad, but it's situational. And like I just said, I like cards that aren't as situational, especially when you're talking about bounce spells. And we have quite a few bounce spells that are very, very good and efficient. So I don't really see playing Nexus. Out of the running is 7 MP, so it better do a whole heck of a lot. Negate an action card. Such as the card says, out of the running, this is out of my decks, I'm not playing this. Yes, negate an action card is very, very good, right? Doesn't matter, you don't have to lose life, it doesn't matter what the MP cost of that action is, it just, no questions asked, negate is very powerful. But this costs 7, that is way too much for me to really want to be playing this card. Sense Cannon, 3 MP, remove slow from a friendly unit with slow. Deal 5 damage split among enemy units. Your hero gains life equal to the damage dealt. I like this. 3 MP is not the cheapest, but it's still pretty cheap. Removing slow off of a friendly unit is very, very good. And then you just deal 5 damage and you gain 5 life. Well, as long as you're dealing 5 damage, you gain that life. That's doing quite a few different things. And all in all, I am excited about Cannon. Exorcism Arrow, 1 MP, give a friendly unit slow and deal 3 damage to a random enemy unit. So interesting is if all of your units have slow, I wonder if you can give slow to your unit again, because I believe slow does not stack. So it wouldn't be slower, it would just be still slow. I think slow is just a static ability. So if you can do that, then this card goes up in the power ranking, because then it's like, oh yeah, my unit already has slow, I give it slow again, and it deals 3 damage to a random enemy unit. That's pretty darn good. If you can't do that, it still could be fine, because we have a lot of ways to remove slow and stuff like that. It still could be fine. Dealing 3 damage to a random enemy unit is much more of a red effect that red likes, but hey, in a unit slow-centric purple deck, I don't think you would really pass at the ability to deal 3 random damage. Power Skylark is 2 MP, give a friendly unit +2/+2 and slow. So, 2 MP to give something +2/+2 is very good in purple. Purple doesn't get those good of pump spells like that. And slow is a downside. However, you could do Skylark, then remove slow with something. That's pretty good. Or if you just target a slow unit, like I said with the arrow, I don't think slow stacks, so it'd still just be slow. So you could read this as give a friendly slow unit +2/+2, and that's a really good pump spell. Page is up next, another 2 MP action. Remove slow from a friendly unit with slow, then inflict slow on a random enemy unit. So we just saw, something that gives your unit slow. Now it's something to take it away. And that seems really good, right? To be like, okay, my purple unit was slow, or just, my friendly unit was slow. You become normal speed, and let's slow down an enemy unit. That's really good, and it's efficient at 2 MP. So there are quite a few good actions for a slow deck. However, you still want to be making sure that you are playing enough slow units. So even though I'm looking at quite a few of these actions being like, wow, this could really see some play because it's really efficient, you're probably not going to be able to play 3 of all of these cards because you still need to curve out your deck with a lot of slow units. The last purple card we need to talk about is Cursed Seal. It is 2 MP, return a friendly purple unit to the EX pocket, then lock a random empty enemy board slot for 10 seconds. I don't think I like this card. It's not that it's terrible, right? Because you can play a unit, it kind of trades off, it's becoming really weak. You return it to your EX pocket, it hopes to replay it again, and then you're locking an enemy board slot for 10 seconds. Those are all like decent effects. I just think purple has better things that it could be doing. Overall though, that is all the purple cards. So purple definitely has a range of very good cards to probably cards I'm not going to be playing. But the main question I have is how good is a slow deck going to be? Because right now we have quite a few good slow units, quite a few good action cards that care about slow. Also, I want to go into Teppen and look at all the previous cards to see how many slow units there are in previous sets to see if any of those could make this deck even better. So I'm pretty excited to brew around with some purple in the near future. But thank you all for watching, and next time I will see you for our final color, and that is black.